There's a force on this campus that can't be stopped. Even on harder days, we continue to show resilience because we're reminded that our work has purpose and there's still work to be done. Here at Cal State San Marcos, we offer more than just a degree. We build communities. We graduate the future leaders of our region where they go out to achieve the unimaginable. It's about challenging the norm, going above and beyond for what we believe. It's about creating traditions and breaking the stereotype. It's about building leaders, mentors, visionaries, and trailblazers. Here, it's about being unafraid to be the first. Here, it's about laying your own path. Here, it's about having a voice. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? These are the powerful minds coming together to form something great. It's that greatness that shapes us, drives us forward, and takes us to new heights. This is our home. This is our foundation. And the seeds of change are planted here. Here at Cal State San Marcos, we are rising to the challenge. We are innovating for the future. We are a force that can't be stopped. We are CSUSM.
Good morning and welcome to CSUSM's Report to the Community. I'm Scotty Lombardi, the Senior Manager of Global Talent Management for Hunter Industries and a proud member of Cal State San Marcos University Council. Tess Sangster, the City of San Marcos Economic Development Director and our University Council Chair, is unable to be here today, and so it is my privilege to be your MC. The past year has certainly been unlike any that we've ever experienced, so it seems fitting that we have a report to the community unlike any we've ever held before. Not only is this our first virtual report to the community, but it is also the first held off campus at a venue within the community. We are grateful to Carlsbad-based Seas Productions for hosting this morning, and I would be remiss if I didn't share that Seas President Zach Grant is an alumnus of Cal State San Marcos. And while we aren't physically on campus today, it's important to acknowledge that Cal State San Marcos is located on the traditional territory and homelands of the Luiseño people, and we acknowledge the First Peoples of this area. I would like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors who have helped make this event possible. The title sponsors are Schools First Federal Credit Union and North City. The advocate sponsors are Cox Communications, Kaiser Permanente, and Hunter Industries. The innovation sponsors are the Leach Tag Foundation, Major General and Mrs. Anthony L. Jackson, Wells Fargo, and Viasat. Our supporters are Charles and Ray Clendenning, Frank and Jan Foster, Innovate 78, Nordson Corporation, Palomar Health, Jack and Carolyn Raymond, Scripps Health, the San Diego Foundation, TrueCare, and Joe and Angela Bear. We also acknowledge our friends Anita Draw, Ryan Green, Rod and Carol Jones, Michael McDonald, Lori Holt-Filer, Mark Rodriguez, the San Marcos Democratic Club, the Boys and Girls Club of San Marcos, and we are grateful to all of our sponsors and supporters. As we continue our work to help CSUSM students through the challenges and difficulties presented by the pandemic, the generosity of our sponsors will directly benefit student success and presidential priorities. If you would like to join our sponsors in supporting student success at Cal State San Marcos, you can find a link to do so by scrolling down on your screen to the Be There support section. I would also like to acknowledge the elected and appointed officials and their representatives who are with us virtually today, as well as my fellow University Council members. Everyone at CSUSM is grateful for the ongoing support of our community partners. The university's continued success simply wouldn't be possible without them. Here to publicly recognize one of those vital community partners is Kristen Krullen, the Senior Vice President for Community and Membership Development for Schools First Federal Credit Union.
Thank you, Scotty. The CSU SM Community Partner of the Year Award honors community partners who have engaged with CSU SM over many years in ways that have supported student success, community growth and development with an enduring focus on justice and inclusion. This year, we are pleased to honor the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency as the recipient of the 2021 CSU SM Community Partner of the Year Award. Cal State San Marcos's relationship with the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency is many years in the making. It includes collaboration on the Live Well initiative, and the agency has also supported numerous CSUSM interns, and agency staff have been actively involved in the university's Master of Public Health program. We are particularly grateful to the agency for all of its work during the pandemic. They helped the university find a way to safely celebrate graduates last May. In fact, CSUSM's Graduates on Parade event garnered international attention. Such a unique and joyful celebration would not have been possible without the county's support. Additionally, the COVID-19 testing center housed at Cal State San Marcos is one of the busiest and was possible because of the close relationship between the two entities. Just this week, the county also opened a vaccination site at the university. It's also important to acknowledge the county's ongoing support of CSU SM's leadership, North County. Not only has someone from the county participated in every class for the past 9 years, the county has provided subject matter experts as guest speakers and hosted class sessions. On behalf of everyone at Cal State San Marcos, thank you to the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency for the countless ways you support the university, and congratulations on this well-deserved honor. It is my privilege to welcome Nick Macione, Director of County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency, to accept this award.
Thank you, President Neufeld. It's indeed an honor to be representing the County of San Diego Health and Human Service Agency and the mighty T3 team on the front lines of our battle with COVID-19. Now, while I get to join Dr. Wooten in co-accepting this award, I assure you we do so on behalf of many, many colleagues who are committed to ending this pandemic. First, we're all very fortunate to be fueled by the strong support of the County Board of Supervisors. And if I have to start to name names, it would be endless. But four of my personal heroes from my team are Dr. Denise Foster, Jennifer Bransford-Coons, Tim McLean, and Anita Walia. Denise is our Chief Nursing Officer who oversees and is training the hundreds of nurses who make test, trace, and treat run every day. She's also leading an army of clinicians who are doing COVID-19 vaccinations throughout our entire county. And it is Anita, Tim, Jennifer, and their tireless teams who have stood up and are operating dozens of testing sites and now a growing array of vaccination sites. While the great Neil Young sang that Russ never sleeps, neither do these four amazing people. If they were standing here right next to me, they would be embarrassed and deflecting my words to their teams, which is what great leaders do. And speaking of leaders, we would not be here without the great partners, and that definitely includes your California State University of San Marcos. You and your great team have absolutely rushed at the chance to be partners. First, with the COVID-19 testing site that holds our record for conducting the most tests in a single day, 2,000, and it did it several times. While the testing site continues operating, I'm quite aware your team has been eagerly and patiently waiting for the chance to join the vaccination effort. Well, that time has arrived, and I've never been more confident about a partner giving its all to ensure success. Finally, I want to close by saying again that I am deeply honored to accept the Community Partner of the Year Award on behalf of the entire County of San Diego Health and Human Service Agency team. Thank you. And now I'm going to turn it over to Supervisor Jim Desmond.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Supervisor Jim Desmond, and I want to congratulate our Health and Human Services team being awarded the Cal State University San Marcos Community Partner Award. Dr. Wooten, Nick Mascione, and the entire team, thank you for all of your amazing work over the past 11 months. I had the honor of touring the new vaccination site at Cal State San Marcos and was incredibly impressed at how smoothly the operation ran. As a former mayor of San Marcos, it was vital for government and education to be able to work together, and it's so wonderful to see Cal State San Marcos and the county coming together. Once again, thank you to everyone from Health and Human Services team. I couldn't think of a better recipient in the times that we're in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Neufeld. It is an honor to accept this recognition on behalf of the thousands of members of the County of San Diego team who are working long days and nights to respond to this COVID-19 pandemic. While there is no doubt that this pandemic has presented innumerable challenges, it has also come with opportunities to engage and enhance key partnerships. Our partnership with the California State University San Marcos has been an important part of countywide efforts to combat COVID-19. My work and mission with the County of San Diego for almost the last 20 years have always been guided by the goal of helping all communities attain their full potential and well-being. The pandemic has not changed that. In fact, it has inspired new ideas and further enhanced the drive to work even harder to achieve this goal through specifically a health equity lens. I am immensely grateful for the opportunity to help protect the health of every individual in San Diego County so they can live healthy, safe, and thriving lives. I am also profoundly appreciative of partnerships like the one that the county has with the California State University San Marcos that makes the work of protecting and enhancing community health possible. From COVID-19 and far beyond, thank you immensely for this recognition.
Thank you, Kristen, Nick, Supervisor Desmond, and Dr. Wilma Wooten. And congratulations again to the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency. The Fran Alshire Leadership Award recognizes an outstanding regional leader in North San Diego County who reflects the spirit and character of the late Dr. Fran Alshire, who designed a program that is now known as Leadership North County. Presenting the 2021 Fran Alshire Leadership Award is last year's recipient and the Chief Mission Delivery Officer for Girl Scouts San Diego, Michelle Mullen.
Thank you, Scotty. The Leadership North County Alumni Network presents the Fran Alshire Leadership Award each year to a graduate of the program who, in the spirit of Dr. Alshire, exhibits the characteristics of great leadership. It is my honor to present this year's Fran Alshire Leadership Award to the President and CEO of Coastal Roots Farm, Javier Guerrero. For more than 2 decades, Javier's dedication to nonprofit work has resulted in immeasurable community impact. Coastal Roots Farm is a nonprofit community farm and an education center that cultivates healthy, connected communities by integrating sustainable agriculture, food justice, and ancient Jewish wisdom. In less than 3 years with the organization, Javier has helped Coastal Roots Farm serve even more of our region's most vulnerable neighborhoods and community members. In his role as president and CEO, Javier has built and grown a dynamic team to deepen equitable educational programming for youth from low income and other schools in the community, introduced internships and after-school programs, and overseen a 35% increase in food production to distribute food to over 30,000 marginalized community members annually. He also has guided the organization through the unprecedented challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, when a community farm and nutritious food are needed more than ever. Javier has exhibited sustained leadership throughout his career. While serving for 8 years as executive director for the San Diego Children's Discovery Museum in Escondido, Javier led the museum's capital campaign, a move to a new indoor-outdoor location, and an expansion of exhibits and programming. A 2012 graduate of Leadership North County, he has long been dedicated to helping others through his volunteer work, including serving as board chair of North County Philanthropy Council, and he has been an active member of Rotary and Kiwanis, among other organizations. As the nomination for Javier noted, quote, he leaves his unique mark on each of the places he goes and builds meaningful, lasting relationships along the way. Javier, we are grateful for your continued leadership and tireless dedication to helping vulnerable populations in our region. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It's a true honor to receive the Fran Alshire Leadership Award. As I've been working in nonprofits in San Diego for about the last 20 years, I've had the pleasure to work with so many different people of all backgrounds, everybody with their commitment to people and planet. And I'm really excited about the next generation of leaders coming up. And I think it's a big part of our job as leaders in the community to do what we can to support that. I really enjoyed my time in the Leadership North County program and all the people I got to meet. And those relationships have stayed true to this day. And it's all about relationships, no matter what you do, and especially in the nonprofit world, whether you're working with your other colleagues and organizations and funders and government and business. It's about how we come together as a collective to make positive impact and change. So thank you.
Thank you, Michelle, and congratulations again to Javier. In her role as president of Cal State San Marcos, Dr. Ellen Neufeld has focused on engaging, interacting, listening, and building relationships with students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community constituents. A champion of innovation and entrepreneurship, President Neufeld oversaw the opening of CSUSM's Innovation Hub, an on-campus home for meeting societal needs less than a year into her tenure. But her commitment to innovation goes beyond a physical space, encompassing an entire ecosystem that includes a critical focus on social innovation. Each day, President Neufeld works toward making CSUSM a national model for guiding students throughout the student life cycle so that they become engaged and active alumni in the community while fueling the needs of our region. President Neufeld also is firmly committed to ensuring that Cal State San Marcos is a diverse, inclusive, and welcome home for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and our community members. Focusing throughout her career on student success and on student social mobility, she cares deeply about being part of the solution to creating pathways for students to achieve their dreams. It is my privilege today to introduce to you Cal State San Marcos President Dr. Ellen Neufeld.
Thank you, Scotty. And thank you all for attending today from your homes, offices, or wherever you might be tuning in from. And as a side note, it's perfectly fine this year if you're in your pajamas as you listen to this. I miss seeing all of you in person, but look forward to the day that it can happen again. When I arrived here in the summer of 2019, I was so excited to launch a listening and learning tour to get to know all of you. Now, I could have never predicted that just 7 months into my presidency, the ground beneath our feet would shift so dramatically. I know it hasn't been an easy time for anyone, and I want to bring voice to the fact that each of us has endured a year of disruptive national and global events. What we've all come to understand is that navigating life in the midst of a single crisis is challenging, but navigating amid concurrent crises is truly demanding and requires heroic, visionary, and collaborative leadership from all of us. I am grateful for the tremendous support of the California State University system, led by our new Chancellor, Joseph Castro, for placing the CSU commitment to student success and health and safety at the forefront. I want to thank San Marcos Mayor Rebecca Jones for her partnership. She's been so wonderful, and I remember calling her in March when we first went virtual, and she was so generous to offer her support. I've also been inspired by the leadership of other regional mayors, Carlsbad's Matt Hall, Vista's Judy Ritter, Escondido's Paul McNamara, and Oceanside's Esther Sanchez, who have been focused on serving the diverse needs of our region during this time. Our resilience as a region is a credit to the collaboration and work of these great leaders. I'd like to add my congratulations to our Community Partner of the Year, the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency. County Supervisors Jim Desmond and Nathan Fletcher, Director Nick Mascioni, Public Health Officer Dr. William Wooten, and most importantly, the heroic healthcare and support staff. Thank you for your tireless work in the fight against COVID-19. When we couldn't celebrate the grand opening of our Viasat Engineering Pavilion late last March, it was really a disappointment. While we still look forward to that opening, together we were able to temporarily pivot that space to become a county COVID-19 testing center while our engineering program went virtual for now. To date, the CSUSM testing location has served up to 25,000 individuals a day, one of the busiest centers in the county, playing a critical role in our collaborative effort to slow the spread while allowing us to better serve our own students and employees. And in this unprecedented battle to beat the pandemic, I was so proud just this Sunday when we partnered with the county and Tri-City Medical Center, Palomar Health, and UCSD Health to open a COVID-19 vaccination supercenter at our sports center. This cross-system partnership between various sectors of health and higher education is truly a testament to the leadership of our region. And as an anchor institution of North County, contributing to the health and well-being of our region is a vital and foundational part of our mission. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve our community. You know, of course, every new university president expects there'll be some challenges when accepting a job. But on my list was not navigating a global pandemic, and then nobody warned me about an impending economic crisis. I can tell you with confidence, neither were on my list. I have now spent over half my tenure at CSUSM as president to a primarily virtual campus. And sometimes when my old colleagues back east ask me how I like California, I have to tell them that I haven't gotten much further than my own neighborhood, but my neighbors are great, and I've enjoyed getting to know them on walks. I, like you, have never spent so much time in my own home in my entire life. So much is in flux, but the fundamental parts of our university are unchanged. Despite the difficulties of this time, we continue to get up every morning with the same sense of purpose and mission, to be the engine of this region, partnering with you to solve our most pressing issues and preparing our students to be the leaders of our changing future. I started my tenure as president with a listening and learning tour, meeting with many of you in our community, as well as alumni, faculty, students, staff, and other constituents who care deeply about Cal State San Marcos and where we go next. Unfortunately, that in-person listening tour was cut short due to COVID, when on March 11th, the World Health Organization declared a pandemic. That same day, I announced to our campus community, after much collaboration, that we would begin the transition to remote delivery of classes. I am still in awe of the fact that our faculty were able to transition their courses online with almost zero advance notice in just 4 short days. And meanwhile, our staff worked at lightning speed to ensure that students would have access to the services and resources they would need in a virtual environment, while also confronting immediate challenges related to health and safety. In just a matter of days, our CSUSM family came together to meet the moment. Our IT team got hundreds of laptops and wireless hotspots into the hands of our students who otherwise would not have had digital access. Our Faculty Center developed and launched training focused on online teaching, accessibility and equity, and student support structures. Our student services areas launched a web portal to serve as a digital one-stop shop for students, connecting them to tutoring, academic support, advising, and more. Our library launched a COVID-19 community memory archive to collect the memories of this time from members of our region. Our safety and health team organized a collection of surplus PPE, including surgical and N95 masks, face shields, nearly 50,000 pairs of gloves, and 4 ventilators, and donated them to our healthcare partners across the region. And a final note of gratitude, our advancement team, with the support of so many of you, raised over $130,000 in lightning speed for emergency relief for our students. And I want to thank our longtime supporters, Carlene Kreider and Dick Lansing, who co-chaired the initiative and helped accelerate fundraising efforts with a $25,000 matching gift. And this is just a highlight. People at every level went beyond the call of duty, raised their hands to volunteer, and stepped up when the moment called for it. As spring semester comes to a close, we put our heads together to come up with a creative and safe way to celebrate our graduates. And yes, in only 2 weeks, we plan Graduates on Parade, an event inspired by the perseverance of our students that truly reflects our campus's innovative spirit. One of the first graduation parades of its kind, I was surprised to find we were featured in BuzzFeed, Reuters, and the New York Times, and garnered media attention from around the world. But it was really about seeing the smiles and tears of joy on the faces of our grads. It was one of the biggest highlights of my career. Then over the summer, we worked through ever-changing information to create a fall 2020 operation proposal, and our plan was the first in the CSU to be approved. Meanwhile, hundreds of our faculty participated in professional development to further adapt their courses to a virtual environment. One of our kinesiology professors, Dr. May Tuner, who studies virtual reality, was even featured in Forbes for the way she incorporated more gamification into her teaching. And students have told Dr. Tuner that they appreciate this flexibility and have reported lower stress levels so needed in this time. We've forged connections in a socially distanced way through virtual meetings, conferences, books, clubs, retreats, arts, and cultural events. At times, I've reaped the benefits, like being able to attend a virtual alumni event in London without that long flight. And at other times, I have lamented our ultra-resilience on electricity. You see, they forgot to tell me when I moved to California that backup generators are a must due to public safety power outages, and so I found myself in the dark a few times. But I've been unexpectedly grateful for the way that the online environment has provided a window into each other's homes and lives in ways that weren't possible before. I've enjoyed getting to peek into the personal lives of our employees and friends, meeting children, spouses, and pets. And in August, I even adopted my own puppy, Bailey, who has made many unexpected appearances. He even jumped on my lap during a Zoom meeting with the Kiwanis Club, and they all brought their pets out too at that point. There are certainly positives of this time that we'll take it with us into the future. But I won't pretend that this has been an easy time. Over the last year, we have endured multiple intersecting crises simultaneously: health, economic, and racial justice. These are the pandemics within the pandemic. In particular, we have come together to hold brave conversations about systemic racism in all its forms and how we can not only help address discrimination in the world, but right here within our own community. In August, I shared action steps we would take as a university, building on and further amplifying the work of many who have engaged in moving social justice and diversity forward for many years on our campus. These commitments are posted on the Office of the President website, and Interim Chief Diversity Officer Ranjita Basu and I will be sharing a progress report this month. I want to thank community partners Alma Cisco Smith, Ray Clendenning, and Satia Austin from the North County branch of the NAACP and the North County African American Women's Association for taking the time to meet with me. They shared their thoughts with me about how we can further support our Black students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community. And they importantly emphasized to me the importance of deep commitment and ongoing work and partnerships. I also want to thank Nancy Maldonado of the Chicano Federation for her time, highlighting the needs of our Latinx populations across our region and how we can partner together to create further synergies. She pointed out the differential impact of COVID-19 on Latinx women in the workforce and how CSUSM might help address the gap. Universities are important forces of social change, And here at CSUSM, our commitment to racial and social justice is unwavering. There must be no doubt Cal State San Marcos is a university of and for our region, and that means all aspects of personal identity are welcomed, celebrated, and valued. From race to ethnicity to religion, ability, sexual and gender identity, this is a commitment that you can count on from me to lead in partnership with all of you. I don't think any of us in our lifetime have confronted a set of circumstances as broadly complex and demanding as the issues we are facing now. Yet even in these difficult times, CSUSM continues to be a place of perseverance and resilience, lifting up individuals and communities, and it inspires me every day. 2021 will no doubt be another year filled with uncertainty, but you can count on that our mission and values will light our path forward, particularly as we consider how we might plan for a modified campus repopulation. Right now, we are working through various repopulation scenarios for the fall, keeping our 4 guiding principles at the forefront in their planning: our people, our students and their success, our long-term sustainability as an organization, and recently added, champion an innovative mindset for the future. These guiding principles are built on the public promise that our founders made just over 30 years ago. Some of you know about my personal connection to CSUSM's first president, Dr. Bill Stacy. He was a mentor to me at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, the campus he went to lead as chancellor following his time here. He told me how much it meant to him to be a part of building this campus from the ground up, working side by side with faculty, staff, and community leaders to ensure that our mission would be aligned with the needs of our region. And just recently, I enjoyed a conversation with a longtime university supporter who highlighted the mark that all our prior presidents have made. I have such appreciation for this legacy of leadership that has come before me. During that conversation, that individual shared with me that people were wondering, what will my legacy be? Well, for me, it's not about what I will be known for. It's about all of us, alumni, faculty, staff, students, community partners, and our hopes and dreams for Cal State San Marcos, which we will accomplish together. COVID-19 has permanently changed higher education across our nation. Like so many of you, we have faced difficult moments and budgetary setbacks. This year alone, we faced a nearly $18 million loss. In addition, we overcame other difficult moments, particularly related to fiscal stewardship and the misuse of public funds by a former employee. But I pledged to you last year that I would lead from the foundation of our shared values of intellectual engagement, community, integrity, innovation, and inclusiveness. And that's exactly what we have done. Regarding our budget, we proactively developed cost-saving scenarios and responsibly used a portion of our reserves. Regarding fiscal stewardship, we took immediate steps to implement new guardrails, improve processes and protocols. And despite these and other challenges that are sure to come our way, this is one thing you can know. I will not shy away from difficult moments, and we as a university community won't hesitate to confront them head on. While no organization nor leader is perfect, what I know is that we are a university that will not settle. Because this is a place that strives to continually improve and transform. This is a place that serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration for so many. This is a place dedicated to an inclusive post-pandemic recovery for our region, and together, we will lead the way forward. Many things are uncertain, but CSUSM and our role in our community is not. We are here, and we are leading the way with you. As I've shared with many of you, I had the tremendous benefit of growing up on a college campus. My parents both worked at Tennessee Tech. My father, a professor of history. My mother provided administrative support to the School of Engineering. Their parents had immigrated to Canada, and my father grew up on a farm dreaming of going to college. I give so much credit to my parents for giving me the privilege of growing up on this environment. Their success triggered a generational ripple effect on our family. I would not be a university president today had it not been for the hard work and commitment to education for myself and my sisters. That's what I want for all of our region's students. And that's why I was particularly drawn to Cal State San Marcos, a university known for its commitment to educational opportunity. Higher education has always been an escalator of social mobility, But there continues to be a clear divide in who has access to education and who does not. And the many crises of this time have only further widened and exacerbated that divide. While college graduation rates keep soaring for the affluent, for those at the bottom half of the economic quintile, a four-year degree is scarcely more attainable than it was 50 years ago. According to a September 2019 report by the Institute for Higher Education Policy, only 6 of 50 state flagship universities nationally meet an affordability benchmark for low-income students. Higher education is a launching pad toward higher economic status, and regional public universities like Cal State San Marcos are truly the proud vehicles of lower and middle income social mobility. In fact, I'm proud to share that we were recently ranked 28th nationally out of almost 1,500 colleges and universities in the Social Mobility Index, which measures the extent to which a university educates more economically disadvantaged students at a lower tuition and graduates them into good-paying jobs. I also want to note that we jumped up 8 spots in that ranking since just last year. In addition, we've eliminated the equity gap in graduation rates for our low-income and underrepresented minority students. So, why is this important, and why should you care? Well, at a November 2020 virtual conference focused on innovating for a diverse and inclusive workforce, hosted by our newly launched Innovation Hub, the San Diego Regional EDC shared eye-opening data that reveals we are now at a critical crossroads between our past and our future. By 2030, North County will need 20,000 additional skilled workers for top innovation occupations, and 42% of all new jobs will require a degree or a credential. But across our county, only 39% of people aged 25 or older have graduated from a college or university with at least a bachelor's degree. Of those, people of color are disproportionately underrepresented. But that's not the case here at Cal State San Marcos. We play a critical role in offering the people of our region access to social mobility via affordable, quality education. Today, more than 55% of our students are first generation. About 42% are Hispanic or Latinx. We have the highest per capita number of American Indian students in the CSU, and over 10% are veterans or military affiliated. To welcome all these students is an honor and a tremendous responsibility. And when they graduate, over 80% tell us that they stay here and work and contribute across all major regional economic sectors, a higher percentage than any other university in the area. From the southern tip of San Diego all the way to southwest Riverside County, we proudly serve a region where so many students are not place-bound, but place-committed. Students who come from here and want to stay here, contributing to the betterment of their families, neighborhoods, and communities. They are our healthcare workers, our K-12 teachers, our elected officials, our first responders, our engineers, our artists, our entrepreneurs. And many of them are on the front lines of the COVID-19 response and recovery. Alumni, like Erin Sterling, a nurse practitioner who works in the emergency room of a rural hospital in Imperial County. Erin received a bachelor's in nursing in 2012 and then went on to earn his doctorate of nursing practice from USD. Now he's part of a team that responds to patients first arriving to the hospital with COVID-19. An alumni like Timit McMichael, an American Indian student who graduated in 2012 with a bachelor's in biochemistry. He went on to earn his PhD in microbial pathogenesis from The Ohio State University. Today, Timit is an epidemic intelligence service officer for the CDC. His work focuses on tracking the disease and helping facilitate testing for healthcare workers, first responders, and many others. Our alumni are working to confront other social challenges. Eric Caldwell, from the class of 2004, is the City of San Diego's Chief Sustainability Officer, leading an ambitious effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And Tiffany Boyd, from the class of 2016, serves as a legislative assistant and deputy press secretary to Secretary of State Shirley Weber. A definition of student success at any university is graduation, but here at CSUSM, we're exploring a broader definition. And one measure I've heard many times is how our alumni contribute to and better our community. And while we naturally can't take all the credit, we often point to their personal and professional achievement as perfect examples to why access to higher education matters. It's not just that college grads earn 84% more on average than non-grads over a lifetime, or that college-educated professionals are more likely to be employed in better health and more civically engaged. It's actually much more than that, especially for us here at CSUSM, where our student population and academic programs prepare students to lead in fields where diversity is so needed. In 2019, the San Diego Workforce Partnership conducted a survey and identified 72 priority occupations that will experience growth in San Diego. Some of these occupations include software developers, engineers, nurses, biological scientists, K-12 teachers, speech-language pathologists, and social workers. These occupations align with the many of the programs we've developed in recent years with direct industry input. Programs like engineering, which launched in 2018, thanks to the foundational support of Viasat and was recently recognized as a preferred provider of software and engineering talent by the San Diego Regional EDC. And I'll share it as a point of pride. Within a week of our transition to virtual learning, our electrical engineering program was able to switch into a laboratory at home mode. Students were able to conduct laboratory practices in their own residences without disruption, and because they had the tools available to them at home, they were even able to complete extra projects. Now, based on this success, more project-based learning practices are planned for the upcoming fall. But because of demand, our engineering programs have already reached capacity. We want to support more students in reaching their career goals and grow this amazing pipeline of diverse engineers. Another program meeting the needs of our region is our Master of Science in Cybersecurity, recently designated by the National Security Agency and Department of Homeland Security as a National Center of Academic Excellence in Cyber Defense Education. And not only is that impressive, it's quite a tongue twister too, I might add. This designation places us among an elite group of colleges and universities for addressing the critical shortage of cybersecurity professionals. We are now developing the curriculum for a bachelor's degree program in this subject, with an eye on enrolling our first cohort this fall. And to address our changing climate, which is impacting not only our region, but our world, with a slew of effects, including wildfires, we've added another new program, a minor in environmental studies. This program is an ideal companion to many of our degrees, ensuring that we have leaders who can meet the new and growing challenges ahead with an equity, social justice mindset. As we build these in-demand programs, we need to ensure we are setting up our students for success in and out of the classroom, supporting them from orientation day to graduation day. Last year, on my Listening and Learning Tour, our faculty and staff told me about the unmatched work being done to offer our students wraparound learning and holistic services. You've probably heard of programs like TRIO, which supports low-income and first-generation students. In fall, 96% of their students persisted into the spring semester. This is no small feat, considering how difficult this time has been on our students. We also have programs like Project Rebound, which supports formerly incarcerated students, ACE Scholar Services that serves former foster youth, as well as our College Assistance Migrant Program, which supports the children of migrant farm workers. Each of these innovative programs have played a key role in supporting special populations with unique needs and helping them integrate into our campus community. Moving forward, we want to take the services that these niche programs offer and expand them so that every student can be reached at every point along their academic journey. Thanks to the tremendous support of our new provost, Dr. Carl Kimitz, who joined us last summer from San Jose State, as well as Dr. Lorena Checa, our Vice President of Student Affairs, and so many members of academic affairs and student affairs teams, we quickly mobilized to create a more comprehensive approach to our first-year student experience. This approach includes a new student success coaching program led by Dr. Valita Jones, which focuses on building individualized relationships with students and ensuring they have graduation in mind from the very beginning. What made this possible was the willingness and innovation of our employees to take on different roles during the pandemic. For example, staff who usually plan events went through a training program and now help students plan their futures. The goal of student coaching is to support students at the start of their CSUSM journey and then transition them into college-level internships, faculty and career hand-on mentoring program, hands-on learning opportunities, and undergraduate research. Because we know that when a student can envision a path from their studies to their future, they are more likely to succeed. For example, both our College of Business Administration and our College of Humanities, Arts, Behavioral, and Social Sciences have mentoring programs that match students with professionals based on their goals. Through group and one-on-one interactions, students receive coaching on professional etiquette, interview skills, and job search strategies, enhancing their career readiness. Our Foundation Board Director, Steve Wagner, is one of the founding volunteers of the program. In addition to mentoring students in pre-COVID days, he even generously hosted networking receptions for mentors and mentees at his brewery, Stone Brewing Company. Steve recently shared with me how meaningful this experience has been for him and how he continues to stay in touch with his mentees even after they graduate. I have no doubt our students are benefiting not only from Steve's wisdom, but the experience of many other volunteer professionals without whom these programs would not be possible. In addition, our faculty are teacher scholars who involve our students in the research and creative activities. Even during COVID-19, this commitment doesn't change. Just take, for example, Dr. Arun Sethraman, assistant professor of biological sciences who runs a population genetics research lab on campus. Under his mentorship, several of our students have been studying 4 species of ladybugs and wasps, working to understand how their unique physiology traits influence behaviors. In March, when our physical campus shut down, one of our graduate students moved the entire greenhouse operation into her mom's garage, allowing experimentation to continue. I just wonder what mom was thinking, don't you? Recently, the students presented their research results at a virtual biotechnology symposium, and 2 research manuscripts will follow. I also loved learning about how education professor Dr. Saneem Siahan found a way to execute her upper division technology course online, even though it usually includes a large service learning component in our local schools. During this time, she was able to run a virtual program across 25 schools in our region, giving our undergraduates the opportunity to not only learn STEM activities, but teach them to K-12 children. And in one more terrific example of community-engaged learning, Lucy H.G. Solomon from Art, Media, and Design guided 7 undergraduates majoring in education, art, and physics in the assembly and distribution of 500 STEM art kits for school-aged children in the partnership with the San Diego New Children's Museum. Dr. Siahan and Solomon's work represents just a sliver of all that our faculty are doing across all our disciplines to equip K-12 students with access to what we call STEAM: science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, preparing them with knowledge they need to be successful innovators and problem solvers in today's complex world. And from what I've seen, this sort of learning experiences we offer here at CSUSM are really second to none, which is so important because we know engaged learning is one of the most significant ways students develop skills and command of material. This is key for our students and their personal growth and social mobility, and it's key for the economic, social, and cultural growth of our entire region. As a community-engaged university, we are dedicated to strengthening and diversifying our region's economic, cultural, and social offerings. And during this pandemic, we've doubled down on our mission-driven priority to contribute to the welfare and well-being of the communities we serve. Our College of Business created the CSUSM Business Response, Recovery, and Resource Program with the goal of finding ways to help local businesses impacted by COVID-19. Our California Indian Cultural and Sovereignty Center led a survey with several nonprofits finding deep educational inequities for American Indian students. This is key data that will allow policymakers and educators to better serve our American Indian K-12 students. Our National Latino Research Center's work with SANDAG and on the 2020 census continues to ensure that our local leaders and decision makers have information that comes directly from the communities they serve. 3 of our faculty members, Dr. Canoni Martinez, Richard Armenta, and Lorette McGuire, are leading their expertise in health inequities to a San Diego County COVID-19 data subcommittee, which provides guidance related to health disparities impacting local underserved communities. And Dr. Bonnie Bade, professor of anthropology, is part of a team of social science researchers who conducted in-depth interviews with California farm workers, documenting how the pandemic has exacerbated vulnerabilities within our food system. This data will inform efforts to change the trajectory of COVID for rural and immigrant communities. You know, crisis can be a mirror for organizations, reflecting on their character and values and how they respond. We at CSUSM embody an innovative, resourceful spirit, and it permeates throughout our learning organization. It is amazing to see how we continue to harness our research, scholarship, and commitment to community for the greater good, even during a pandemic. And moving forward, we want to build an even greater, mutually beneficial partnership with you. In August, I announced the reorganization of the Division of Community Engagement, bringing it into the Office of the President, with Dr. Patricia Prado-Olmos at the helm. Over the years, our community engagement efforts have broadened in scope and impact, culminating in our ranking number 27 nationally in community outreach by Great Value Colleges, which particularly noted our tribal engagement initiative as a standout. With this foundation laid, our next step is the creation of a new Economic Development Committee chaired by Dr. Prado-Olmos and Dr. Jim Hammerly, Dean of our College of Business Administration. This committee will take a universal campus-wide look at how we further our commitment to our region's inclusive growth and economic recovery through education, research, and innovation at the intersection of inclusion. Dr. Prado-Olmos also serves on the San Diego Regional EDC Inclusive Growth Initiative Task Force, and she'll be helping us organize a summit focused on supporting a resilient and inclusive economic recovery in partnership with the EDC, MiraCosta College, and the San Diego Community College District. We are proud to be a part of this work because inclusive growth and creating equitable economic opportunities across all segments of our society is exactly aligned with our mission to be a higher education engine of social mobility and social change. Just 3 short weeks ago, we welcomed a new Dean of Extended Learning, Dr. Godfrey Gibbison, who joins us from the College of Charleston. He will be focused on helping us meet our region's increasing need for flexible, relevant, professional, and continuing education programs for career advancement and transition. When I met with the Innovate 78 mayors in November, they emphasized the need for opportunities for individuals to reinvent their professional careers, especially in the post-COVID recovery. In addition, we're excited to further support our region's military-affiliated population who face their own unique challenges when transitioning from service to college. And as we work to create more streamlined pathways for students from our community colleges to CSUSM, I'm so grateful for the partnership of MiraCosta College President Sonny Cook, Palomar College Interim President Jack Kahn, and MSJC President Roger Schultz. I also have to thank my San Diego colleague, university presidents and chancellors, SDSU President Adela de la Torre, USD President Jim Harris, UCSD Chancellor Pradeep Kolsla, and Point Loma's President Bob Brower. During this time of COVID, their partnership and support as we've navigated this time together has been amazing, sharing information, resources, and ideas. When we all work together, higher education, industries, government, and the private sector, our students and communities reap the benefit for generations to come. And we know that collaboration boosts innovation, something that is key for transformative action in times such as these. So often, higher education has been called out for not evolving quickly enough to meet the most pressing needs, often relying on the value proposition of tradition. But CSUSM was founded to be a new, different kind of university, and today, we are taking that commitment to the next level, evolving into an innovation ecosystem that is both deep and broad. Last year, I shared how excited we were to launch a brand new innovation hub and would bring resources, education, and support across the disciplines together for students, faculty, and our community. But little did I know that 2 weeks after the grand opening, that it would be a virtual hub. Thanks to the determination of our founding faculty directors, Dr. Sam Cook, Assistant Professor of Entrepreneurship, and Dr. Chuck DeLeone, Professor of Physics, not only did we get the hub off the ground, but we appointed a new director, Jill Lachewski, started a quarterly innovation challenge that has already led to 2 new nonprofits, launched a student innovation incubator, and began offering ongoing online TED Talks. And this spring, the Hub will be piloting a program where a team of students will develop concepts and technologies for the Department of Defense. Innovation centers aren't unique to universities, but a hub at a campus like ours, focused on the intersection of inclusive excellence and social change, positioned at the gateway to our region, is truly unique. And beyond the hub, we're nurturing an innovation mindset, a way of thinking where creativity, effort, and passion come together to solve not just the problems we have right now, but the challenges of tomorrow. For example, in the fall, we launched an internal creative innovation challenge calling on our faculty and staff to submit ideas that support student success. Meanwhile, our university library is conceptualizing a makerspace, a collaborative room that provides tools that allow members of our community to enter with an idea and leave with a prototype or project. And with the support of biology professors Betsy Reed and Al Kern, we've implemented a pilot project in which our industry partners are invited to lease campus lab space with the goal of CSUSM students and faculty having an opportunity to participate. Volition America, a cancer diagnostics company, is our inaugural partner, and we're so pleased to have them as part of our campus community. And as we think about innovation, I'm continually impressed by all the ways our faculty experts are tackling research and scholarly pursuits that seek to improve quality of life, elevate the human condition, and deliver sought-after answers to the most pressing questions. For example, Dr. Kimber Quinney from the Department of History studies the intersection of social media and elections around the world. Dr. Deborah Morton from our Public Health Department is an epidemiologist whose expertise lies in understanding chronic diseases like diabetes. Dr. Nima Zampour in our College of Business is focused on how innovations such as robotics, automation, and 3D printing can be integrated into supply chain systems. And Dr. Gerardo Dominguez from physics has received grant funding to research nanoplastics in our oceans and waterways, helping regulators understand and address the risk to both humans and wildlife. I could just go on and on. Since coming to Cal State San Marcos, I have been privileged to meet so many outstanding faculty and staff. Not only are they the teachers at heart, but they are pushing the boundaries of knowledge for better tomorrow. Today, we face so many challenges. Especially right now, it would be easy to stay in reactionary mode and never make any real forward progress. But together, we must venture ahead with a new roadmap in place. That's why this past fall semester, we launched a new strategic planning process which will build on our commitments and achievements to create the Cal State San Marcos of the next 30 years. Some of you have already provided us with your thoughts and ideas, and if you haven't already, I hope you will attend one of the upcoming forums or send me your hopes and dreams for Cal State San Marcos. Because this isn't just about me and my vision, it's about us and where we want to go together. I often say that our students are the change we need to see in the world. And I want to close today with one final story that illustrates this point and the role that we all play in nurturing our future leaders. I had a chance to get to know Kayla Newwin this year. Kayla is a first-generation college student currently in her final year studying biotechnology. Following high school, she enrolled at Miramar College, but ended up taking a break to juggle 3 jobs and take care of her mother, who was diagnosed with a severe autoimmune disorder. Fortunately, Kayla found her way back to community college and was introduced to CSUSM through our Bridges to Stem Cell Research program, a year-long internship that we offer in partnership with Miramar and MiraCosta colleges. After transferring to CSUSM and thanks to the amazing faculty mentorship, she gained additional research and internship experience at UCSD and Johnson & Johnson. Now, through our Trio McNair Scholars Program, which prepares low-income and first-generation students for graduate school, she's applying to PhD program. You see, she's inspired by her mother's condition, and Kayla hopes to one day discover a cure for rheumatoid arthritis, and my money's on Kayla. I give so much credit to Kayla for her grit, determination, and commitment to her academic journey. It's just so inspiring. We have to make sure that other students with Kayla's talent have the same opportunity. It takes a village to support student success, from creating educational pathways with our higher education partners, to partnering with industry to offer internships, to our faculty and staff who provide world-class instruction and caring mentorship. And on a personal note, getting to meet and interact with Kayla inspired me to be a better president. She reminded me how fortunate I am to be part of such a purposeful profession that has led me right here to Cal State San Marcos, where students often teach me more than I could ever teach them. When I think about Kayla, I want to make sure that every student can be afforded the same opportunities for learning and growing so that we can help them on their trajectory toward their best and greatest life. This morning, I know so many of you are still getting to know me. When the COVID-19 timeline allows, I can't wait to get out from behind this computer screen and into our community again. And when that time comes, I'll be counting on you to help me get reintroduced. But until we get that chance, I never want you to doubt who I am as a leader or what I am absolutely committed to. Leading the way forward in student success and social mobility that ripples across generations. Standing up for social justice and equity on our campus and in our community until everyone knows that CSUSM is the place for them. Building bridges across industries and sectors to move our region forward in economic growth and inclusive recovery. And champion innovation so that faculty and students can bring ideas and research to life, solving our most pressing issues. Even in these difficult times, I am proud and grateful to be the president of this amazing university, grounded in the public good, forging new pathways, new partnerships, and new progress. So much in our world may be uncertain, but not Cal State San Marcos. We are here, and we are charting the course, and with you, we are leading the way. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.